On this episode of Captain's Tales, we are angling in the Everglades L-67 canal for big Florida bass.
That's a good one there. That's a good one. Today we're on Captain's Tales in the Everglades catching largemouth bass.
Throughout maritime history, there have been experts on the water who knew how to navigate and locate their bounty. These individuals held the secrets to where, when, and how. This still holds true today. Get ready for an angling experience filled with sea secrets, fantastic fishing, and great destinations. For on this show, it's only the captain and the camera.
We begin at sunrise, slowly working our way on this impressive Everglades canal. Our captain on this trip is Donny Bass, a Florida native and successful tournament angler. Captain Donny's plan is to fish the famous L-67 canal that transverses across the Florida Everglades. Our target is the Florida Black Bass. Captain Donny starts off with topwater lures and works them along the edge of the aquatic grasses and lily pads, trying to elicit that ferocious predatory strike that Florida bass are known for.
Right at the boat. Crushed it. So I can come up and wake it. I just paused it, one little twitch, and he crushed it right at the boat. Bad fish. Bad 2.5, 3 pounder.
We work our way from east to west on the canal, casting in and around the many cuts, lily pads, and thick grass that line the banks of this large waterway.
They're getting bigger. He choked it, didn't he? I think he got every hook in him. Get my pliers on him. Another good one, 3.5 or so. Can't get another one here. Yeah, these cuts here are like the main cuts coming in off the flats, and as the water really starts dropping a lot, the fish just kind of scatter out for miles, and it gets better and better. But right now, the prime areas are definitely these cuts. You know, the first little sign of water start dropping. So we're off to a good little start here. Out of the boat. They're just not really eating it real good today. Had a couple follow it, a couple big ones follow it up to the boat. Just look at it. I don't know.
During late summer and early fall, Heavy tropical rains can flood the Everglades River of Grass system, which in turn dumps into the deep canals and concentrates the bass along this extensive and very fishy waterway.
There we go. That's a good one there. That he hooked good too. Shoot. Get my pliers on him. Nice Everglades there. 5.5 maybe. My pliers here. Alright. Good one there, baby. Alright. Chunky one there too. Another pretty bass. Padding off. There's a good chunky one there. Yeah. Look good too. That's a good one there. Another 5-pluser. Donny Bass. I fish professionally a lot. I travel a lot of the southeast United States. I've had a good run this year. I'm fishing a bunch of trails. I've kind of spread myself out quite a bit, but I've already won one series this year, the King of the Glades, and I'm leading the points trails on another trail this year, so it's off to a good start. We put in a holiday park down in the Everglades. The water's just starting to drop a little bit. The fishing's getting pretty good. It's only going to pick up as the water drops, but the game plan was we had some topwater action in the morning. Hopefully get a couple big ones in the morning. I think we got a 5 or so in the morning with a couple threes, and then as the sun come up, I started pitching a little bit, and then as later in the day, as that little ripple gets on the water, it's good. The snakes are good down here. As the water drops, a lot more of all the alligators, the snakes all go to the canals, and this is pretty much what I pitched. There was a couple different baits I pitched, but this is the one I think I caught the big one on, which is a Gambler Mega Daddy. I got it paired up with a Hogtech weight. It's a new bait company I've been with now for about a year, or a weight company. As you can see, down in the Everglades, there's a lot of rocks on the bottom, so it really puts weights to the test, you know. So, and this is like probably the 3rd time using this weight, and it still looks, you know, pretty good shape, and no chipping, no nothing. So it's really lasted well. But this is what we caught most of the fish on, you know, midday, kind of pitching around, and then starting out in the morning, I was just throwing a Vixen. You know, this is a lime-colored Vixen. I put some big old hooks on it, some better hooks on it, but that was kind of the morning deal. And we throw a big old snake down here. This is a Gambler E16 they call it, but basically it's a big old snake. It's actually 16 inches long. It's a huge bait. I only throw a 6/0 hook in here, but I know a lot of guys throw the 5/0 EWGs or 6s. They normally eat it head first, but I think I wound up catching 1 or 2 decent ones on that. It won about 5 pounds on it, and so that was kind of one of our deals, you know, later in the day. A lot of thing that gets brung up, man, is my last name. It's kind of funny, my last name being Bass. I get asked all the time, is your last name really Bass? You know, here I bass fish, you know, all the time, my whole life. But my last name really is Bass, which is a, you know, funny story. But my grandmas are Bass, and I even have great grannies. I mean, they were born and raised in northern Florida. I mean, they lived off the land. I think my great granny, who just passed away at 94 years old, but she had a little bit of Indian in her actually, and so I'm born and raised in Florida, man. It's the life. I mean, it's the wilderness, the boating, the fishing, the hunting. I mean, it's a very unique place down here. I mean, there's gars and Oscars and all kind of creatures and animals and alligators. It's just, when you're out here, it's just free, man. There's no better feeling out here than you get to catch some, you know, good bass like we did today. So it was a good day.
Captain Donny decides to run more west to a couple of spots that could hold hungry and larger Florida black bass. Captain Donny keeps multiple rods at the ready and changes up lure choices as he works the canal's natural plant cover.
There we go. Another fat one there. Three and a half, 4 maybe. I think we're pushing about 20 pounds a day already. Fairly early. Nice chunker there. Barely had him hooked too. It's a camera shot. That's a solid fish today. Nice fish. Right now the fish are just pulling out of those flats. I mean, the water's dropping, they're pumping water out of the Everglades, and they're just funneling out. So around these cuts are always kind of key, you know. For some reason today they seem to be funneling out, heading south, which I guess that's kind of talking to the locals is kind of the typical thing they do around. Shoot, he ran out with it. Off that ledge. Dang. About a 4-pounder there, so. Got him on the old medlock jig there with the Mega Daddy trailer. I didn't even know he was on there. He was just running out with it. I thought my jig was falling off the ledge. He's probably close to 5, 4.5 or so. No monsters today, but a bunch of 4 or 5 pounders. It's a good one there, man. It's just a 16-inch green pumpkin black flake snake. Thing is, you ain't gotta have a big old hook in it, because normally the bass hit it from the head first. And you gotta let them hold it like at least 5-10 seconds, which is a hard thing for me to do, but it catches giants and it's really big, so. He's got it. The worst part about this snake, man, is letting him have it that long. I want to set up so that he's chomping it. Got it. That's a good one. Yeah, got him right there. That ER-16, man. Shoot. another 5-pluser or so. That was a good one there. I let him have it like 5, 6, 7 seconds. Which I think most of the locals let them have a lot longer than that, but that's a good one there though, man. Everglades beauty. Let her go here.
Captain Donny Bass is a very talented angler and is very passionate about Florida's natural world and especially the Florida Black Bass. Donny's experience, angling skills, and knowledge made today's charter pure pleasure. Join us again for another episode of Captain's Tales.